It's a funny thing, memory. You can be thousands of miles away just going about your day when suddenly a thought pops into your head. For me, that thought is often of Japan. It's been a while since I last walked its streets, but honestly, the feeling of being there never quite leaves you. It's like a song you can't get out of your head, but in a good way. I find myself thinking of the organized chaos of Tokyo, the quiet dignity of Kyoto, and the simple, profound beauty of the countryside. Living elsewhere makes you realize just how unique that experience was. It's not just one big thing I miss, it's a collection of 1,000 small, wonderful details. The world is full of interesting places, of course. I've been fortunate enough to see a fair few of them. But Japan is different. It gets under your skin. It rewires your brain in the most peculiar and brilliant way. When you are there, you adapt to its rhythms without even noticing. You learn to appreciate things you never gave a second thought to before. Then, when you leave, you find yourself looking for those things everywhere else. You look for that same level of care, that same quiet efficiency, that same sense of shared respect. But it's rarely there, not in the same way. It's a standard that Japan sets, and it's a very high one indeed. I often get asked what I miss the most. It's a difficult question to answer because my mind immediately floods with images and sounds. I think of the gentle chime that plays before a train arrives at the station. I think of the steam rising from a bowl of ramen on a cold evening. I remember the incredible politeness of a shopkeeper wrapping a simple purchase as if it were a priceless treasure. These aren't grand, dramatic memories. They are the small, everyday moments that, when added together, create something truly special. It's the texture of daily life in Japan that I long for. So, this is a look back. It's a personal journey through the things that made my time in Japan so unforgettable. It's not a guide or a history lesson, just a collection of thoughts from a man who misses it dearly. Perhaps you have been to Japan and feel the same way. Or perhaps you dream of going one day. Either way, I hope you'll come along with me for a moment as I revisit the things that captured my heart. It's a trip worth taking, even if it's only in our minds. It's an attempt to put words to a feeling that is, quite frankly, hard to describe. Let's start with something quite ordinary, the convenience store, or as it's known in Japan, the konbini. Now, you might think a convenience store is just a place to buy milk and a newspaper. In Japan, it is so much more. It's a lifeline. You can buy delicious, ready-to-eat meals, from perfectly formed rice balls to steaming bowls of oden. You can pay your bills, send parcels, and even buy tickets for concerts. They are always clean, always bright, and the staff are unfailingly polite. The quality of the food is astonishing. The egg salad sandwich, for example, is a culinary masterpiece. It's simple, but it's perfect. Then there is the public transport. In Los Angeles, waiting for a train can be an exercise in hope and frustration. In Japan, it is an exercise in precision. The trains arrive on the exact second they are scheduled to, not a minute early, not a minute late. They are spotlessly clean, quiet, and comfortable. Everyone lines up neatly on the platform in designated spots. There's no pushing, no shouting. It's a system built on mutual respect and incredible engineering. The Shinkansen, or bullet train, is a thing of wonder. It glides through the landscape so smoothly you could balance a coin on its edge. It makes travelling long distances an absolute pleasure, not a chore. Another thing I miss deeply is Japan's connection to the seasons. In many parts of the world, seasons just sort of blend into one another. In Japan, each season is an event to be celebrated. In spring, the country is obsessed with cherry blossoms. People gather for picnics under the blooming trees. In summer, there are fireworks festivals and the sound of wind chimes. Autumn brings the vibrant red and gold leaves, a spectacle known as koyo. And in winter, there are snow festivals called the Yuki Matsuri, or joy of warming up in a natural hot spring. This awareness makes you feel more connected to the world around you. This celebration of the seasons extends to everything, especially food. Supermarkets and restaurants change their menus to reflect what is fresh and at its peak. In spring, you'll find bamboo shoots and strawberries. In autumn, it's all about chestnuts, sweet potatoes, and Pacific sauri fish. This approach makes perfect sense. You're always eating things at their best. It's a simple wisdom that we seem to have forgotten elsewhere. It teaches you to savor the moment because you know that in a few weeks, that particular taste will be gone until next year. It's a beautiful, delicious cycle. Living in Japan changes you. It's impossible for it not to. One of the first things you notice is the incredible attention to detail. It is present in everything. It's in the way a cashier hands you your change with two hands, a sign of respect. It's in the intricate design of a manhole cover, which is often a work of art. It's in the perfect arrangement of food on a plate. This mindset, known as kodawari, is about a deep commitment to doing things well, no matter how small. It taught me to slow down and appreciate the effort that goes into the things we often overlook. It's a quiet pursuit of perfection. This attention to detail is matched by a profound respect for personal space and quiet. On a crowded Tokyo subway, you will find yourself packed in with hundreds of other people. Yet it is astonishingly quiet. People don't talk on their phones. They don't have loud conversations. Everyone seems to understand that they are in a shared space, and they act accordingly. There is an unspoken agreement to be considerate of others. This creates a surprisingly peaceful environment, even in the middle of one of the world's busiest cities. It's a calm that comes from collective courtesy, and it's something I truly miss. Of course, you cannot talk about Japan without talking about the food culture. It's not just about what you eat, it's about how you eat. Meals are an experience. There's a deep respect for ingredients and the people who prepare them. Before eating, many people say, "Itadakimasu," which is an expression of gratitude for the food and everyone who helped bring it to the table. This simple act changes your relationship with what you are eating. It's no longer just fuel. It's a gift. It fosters a sense of appreciation that makes every meal feel more significant and more enjoyable. This way of life seeped into my own habits. I found myself becoming more organized, more considerate of others, and more appreciative of small beauties. I started to notice the care that went into a well-made object. I began to understand the value of silence. I learned that food could be both simple and profound at the same time. These weren't lessons I was taught in a classroom. They were things I absorbed simply by being there, by observing and participating in daily life. Japan doesn't just show you a different culture, it offers you a different way to see the world. If I had to choose, it would be a challenge, but here are 5 dishes that I dream about. First, proper ramen. Not the instant sort, but a deep bowl of rich, savoury broth, springy noodles, tender slices of pork, a soft-boiled egg, and crisp bamboo shoots. Each spoonful is a symphony of flavours and textures. It is the ultimate comfort food, complex yet deeply satisfying. Second is tempura. It's the art of deep frying made elegant. Prawns and vegetables are coated in a light, airy batter and fried so perfectly that they are crisp but never greasy. It's delicate, crunchy, and utterly delicious. Third on my list is unagi, or freshwater eel. The eel is grilled over charcoal and glazed with a sweet and savoury soy-based sauce. It is served over a bed of fluffy white rice. The texture is incredibly soft and tender, and it practically melts in your mouth. The flavour is rich, smoky, and slightly sweet. Fourth is tonkatsu. This is a breaded, deep-fried pork cutlet, and it is a thing of beauty. It's crunchy on the outside, juicy and tender on the inside, and served with a tangy brown sauce, shredded cabbage, and rice. It's simple, hearty, and wonderfully executed. My 5th choice has to be sushi and sashimi. It's the most famous Japanese dish for a reason. The key is the freshness of the fish and the quality of the rice. Good sushi is not just about raw fish, it's about the perfect balance of textures and subtle flavours. The clean taste of the fish, the slight sweetness of the seasoned rice, and a touch of sharp wasabi create a perfect bite. It is pure, elegant, and shows the utmost respect for the ingredients. It's a true art form that you can eat, and when it's done well, there's nothing quite like it in the world. I must also mention the coffee. Japan's coffee culture is fantastic. You can find everything from quick, delicious canned coffee in vending machines to meticulous pour-over coffee made by a master in a quiet cafe, known as a kisaten. These old-fashioned coffee shops are wonderful places to sit, think, and enjoy a perfectly brewed cup. They take it very seriously, and the results are superb. It's another example of that dedication to doing something well. So, there you have it. A few of the many things that make me miss Japan. What about you? I'd love to know what you love about it, or what you dream of seeing one day. As usual, stay yourself and peace out.